I feel like death. Anyways, welcome back to the offseason in our Carolina Panthers franchise. We have just got done winning back-to-back Super Bowls, which makes me feel a little bit better while I feel like it's all about to end. I don't know what I got, either the flu or COVID. Either way, I don't really care which one it is. It's not good, all right? Of course, let's take a look at the recap of the season. First things first, let's take a look how we played. Of course, Bryce Young, the MVP of the league. What a year. Rushing, Hubbard, not for the injury, would have had another 1,000-yard season, pretty much guaranteed, right? He missed 4 games, 200 yards away. He needs about 50 yards per game to do that. ETN did all right when, coming in to replace him. Looking at the wide receivers, 4 1,000-yard receivers with 4 double-digit touchdown guys. So what a year for those 4. Absolutely insane. I don't even know if that's ever even happened in NFL history, but very impressive. O-line was all right. Pass rush, we got a little bit from the interior, a little bit from the edge. Not super consistent, but good enough to obviously win it all. J.C. Horn had a great year. Kicking was all right. 2 blocked field goals, so the only 2 misses were blocks. And then punting, we really didn't do a whole lot of that, which is very nice to see. Of course, want to see the league history, so I want to see who was MVP. It was Bryce Young. Of course, wait, why does it say one-time Super Bowl champion? We literally just won it. Oh, no, it wasn't. Wait, what? Oh, it's just not showing the update. Okay, I was like, wait, what? Did we not win back-to-back? I know my brain is foggy, but no way I'm that foggy. But either way, let's take a look at the actual stats from that game as well. Not as many yards or touchdowns as Josh Allen, but more efficient, right? Just more efficient in general. And then, of course, a huge game for Hubbard. Maybe the best Super Bowl performance ever from a running back. He had some numbers for Layman. A couple of guys got involved, but really just efficient running and pretty damn good defense was the reason why we have won back-to-back with our attempt now to win 3 in a row. But the big thing I want to know is, what are you guys thinking? Should we do a normal season like usual where we do, 3 episodes or 3 games in an episode where we show pretty much most of the plays from those games? Should we just sim straight to the playoffs and see if we can win the 3-peat? Because assuming this team's so good that we do make the playoffs by default. Or should we do kind of a shortened thing where we do maybe 4 games in an episode or 8 games in an episode and we're kind of playing the moments? I want to know what you guys think. I might also do an actual poll for that. And then for our next franchise after this to basically replace this, I don't know. Like, Jets were kind of leading, and then it turned into relocation franchises tied, might even beat it by the end of the week, and I don't know. It might be a relocation time. We'll see. Either way, let's take a look at the retirements as Jalen Ramsey is one of those names. Joe Mixon, Jalen Ramsey, Geno Smith. I would have thought he would have been gone by now, to be fair. Terry McLaurin, Laramie Tunsil. So some kind of former Commanders here going away. Leonard Williams from us retires as Super Bowl champion. Will Clapp. I will. I still will, even though he's retired. Christian McCaffrey's gone. Quincy Williams is gone. Dallas Goedert. Patrick Ricard is gone. Drew Tranquill had a couple of moments there. Marcus Williams, Vita Vea, David Njoku, Matt Milano. Would have thought he would have been gone by now, to be honest. Nick Chubb thought he would have been gone by now, to be honest. Anyone else? Any big names? Montez Sweat, Chidobe Awuzie, Taylor Decker. Would have thought he would have been gone for by now for sure. Same with Marcus Mariota, Tony Pollard, Justin Simmons, Alvin Kamara, Keyshawn Nixon. I don't know why I mentioned that name. Just in my head. Aaron Jones, and that's kind of it, right? Jacoby Brissett. A lot of the big names kind of already showing up on that list. A lot of backups here. Those are your retirements for this season. But now we can see the season recap, and of course, Chuba Hubbard, obviously the Super Bowl MVP. Looking at the yearly awards, though, Bryce Young for the MVP. We had the Coach of the Year. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Rashee Rice. TJ Watt, Defensive Player of the Year. Rookie of the Year, Mitty Lehman, our tight end. And then, of course, Defensive Rookie of the Year, the Chiefs defensive tackle, Nate Jowers. Now, the mock drafts don't really mean a whole lot, but looking at the mock draft 4, you have a couple of edge rushers, a quarterback to the Jets. Are still looking for a quarterback, which is kind of crazy. What do they have us taking, though? They have us taking a right tackle, Rob Hunt. I mean, I can kind of see it, to be fair, but at the same time, I like our linemen. I think they're all right. Look at the coaching carousel. I mean, I think we are a pretty good team all across the board, so why would we change any of that? Let's go now to the staff week where we are going to be looking at resignings. We did not finish the contract on Chuba Hubbard, by the way. That's kind of crazy. Tier 21, he takes the deal, thankfully. We almost sold that one. And we have a couple of linemen. I mean, we can't afford well, maybe we can. We can't afford the guards. The problem is, I wouldn't want to do more than a year, which, to be fair, both guys are down for a year. So let's try to get them back. 1 year, 20.5. And then on the other side, you have Robert Hunt, and you can't afford them both. I should have looked into this. I mean, I guess they're both kind of the same player. Might be losing Robert Hunt here. What were the abilities? Screen protector and unspun. I really want to know what Damian Lewis looks like right now. I don't know why I didn't look at the actual yearly cost. I thought they were both under 15, and that is unfortunately not true. I suppose Damian Lewis is the slightly younger player. They're pretty similar. What are the abilities here? Okay, so we made the right call. We're going to lose one of them, so with that being said, we definitely made the right call. Let's lowball Robert Hunt, though, and see what we can do. Might be able to save some money. And with the tag, but I doubt it. 23.7. So we lose Chris Barnes, we lose Robert Hunt, we lose some backups, but overall, Debo's still there. Debo put in some work for us, dude. 1 year 1.7 is not bad for a 75 overall. So let us go to free agency, where we of course cannot afford anybody. Maybe there's somebody that we can release, or there's a restructure we can do, but I honestly highly doubt it. Most of our guys are our contracts at this point. Darnell Washington I do like, but could get rid of him. He's like the only guy they can actually save money with, straight up getting rid of. So it's either get no one in free agency or go crazy with the restructures, which is risking the team hard. But speaking of offensive linemen, you do actually have quite a bit of them here in free agency. A couple of edge rusher, a couple of linemen, and maybe a DT, but overall, we don't have the money, and we don't really have the need. Malachi Starks is actually interesting. Might want to look at our safety situation. I think I like him, but you never know. Malachi Starks is definitely an improvement somewhere. But do you start him over Teddy Wright is the question. Maybe. We have the money for one player, and I don't think it's going to be a lineman. Nobody wants Robert Hunt, though. We could get Robert Hunt or Mekhi Becton. Do also have Fairchild, but he's a little bit less interested. You probably can't get away with a low ball on him. Rosengarten. Center looks good, but obviously no one's going to... He's not going to sign with us. He's got no interest. Edge looks good, but I like our edge. I mean, really, it'd just be looking for depth at that edge position. I don't know. I think I might have to do some scouting in the draft to make a decision on who, if anybody, we want from free agency, because we can pretty much get one player with this money, and is it the safety? Is it the guard? I don't know. And I got to say, Teddy Wright is basically a better Malachi Starks. They're about the same in speed, but Teddy Wright has better man coverage, similar hit power, so I don't know. It'd really just be like we would like Teddy Wright as the backup, kind of running around, but we also have Siegel, who's pretty good, so I don't know. I think we might just be looking at guard. Try to get Robert Hunt back, or maybe go with Mekhi Becton. So, I mean, there is a couple of linemen we'll show you guys in a sec, but I also don't know if any of them are going to be better than Robert Hunt. I mean, I'll try to do a 1 year 12, but I'm not going to spend more than that because we are actually pretty damn broke, if you ask me. So, 1 year 12, very unlikely to get him, but definitely possible, so we'll see. Nobody else is offering him, and nobody else is offering him still, and nobody's offering him still, but he still is not chosen to go to us, so not 100% sure what we're going to see from this. All right, another set of eval offers, and I think we finally got him. A 1 year 12 for Robert Hunt. Definitely got him on a lot cheaper than we would have normally, but we're also broke as hell now, so we'll see what we want to do with the draft. But this is basically the list of prospects I have. I'm kind of thinking running back could be kind of up there for us. Maurice Roll, he's kind of on the slower side, but he gives us that kind of power back that we don't really have, right? Like, some of our guys can fall forward, but we don't have that, like, 3rd and 1 guy that can just run people over. Roll could be that fun player for us. A couple other guys, don't remember if they're, like, trucky or not, but I'm pretty sure they're pretty athletic. So, I don't know what you're getting out of that, but Brackens could be pretty decent. Got a couple of wide receivers. Don't really need wide receiver, but we usually have an injury to one of those guys almost every single season, and you never know what length that's going to be, so always on the lookout for better or just good options at backup for wide receivers. So, I mean, one of those guys falls. It could be one of those best available pick type of situations. But yeah, there's a couple of, not the fastest, anywhere from 89 to 91 speed type of wide receivers, big body guys, but you also do have a couple of underneath guys like Wakefield here who looks actually pretty damn good. But yeah, more looking for like the taller guys, at least like 6 foot, 6'1", like these guys, but obviously pretty raw looking player. Might be a decent overall, but he's going to be missing, some pretty big ratings. We also do have the tight end Nick Diaz, who we actually scouted earlier in the season, and he is very fast, so could see him as a good option just as a backup. We also do have a left tackle who has jumped considerably. This is another guy that I don't know if we scouted him or if it was just our scouts and their focuses throughout the year, but Andy Nance was a round 1 for a while, and all of a sudden, he's sitting here as a top 5, so could be very interesting. I also think, I don't know if that guy is generational, but I also think this guy could be Mr. Cam Palumbo. Decently athletic, good bench press reps, but even though we don't know the rest of the pass block stuff, the fact that he is an A pass block, but an A run block finesse and run block power with an A lead tells me he's probably pretty good, so we're definitely going to scout him further, see if we can get that top 5, and if we do, we can just kind of wait until Nance or Palumbo goes and then trade up for the other guy, because it's pretty, I would assume obvious that one of them is going to go before, not both, before 32. We also do have the edge rusher, Pat Orr, who looks very good. Those guys are probably going to be top 5ers, I would imagine. And then the other side, you have Bernal and Williams. Not as good looking player, Bernal, but he was a top 5 guy. I put him on my board just in case he falls. I don't know if he's actually good, but I got to assume he is. You also have Tyreek Williams, who looks very good, but a little undersized at 6'1". Couple of DT options, not a whole lot, but we obviously always like the depth because that's another position for us that usually has an injury throughout the year. So you get a really good power guy in Villa, a couple of finesse guys in Williams, Watson, and Young. So we do have a couple of options. We'll probably end up with one of them for that day 3 spot, late 3rd maybe, or maybe late 2nd. I don't know, whatever works out the most. And then, of course, as usual, a lot of fast linebackers. These are their ratings. And then we'll look at their pro days now real quick, which you can see. I mean, look at the tight ends, though. Look at the type 4.43, 4.52, and then a 4.5. Crazy speed at tight end. But here are the linebackers. A lot of speed here, too. Not perfect, but, a 4.55, 4.62, 4.51, 4.54, crazy 4.43, a 4.53, and a 4.51. Don't really have any injuries at linebacker, but without Chris Barnes, our depth is not looking great there. Didn't show our dev ups, but in case you didn't follow them, our tight end got a dev up. Our linebacker, Ronnie Charles, got dev up. And then our DT, Casey Maxwell, had a dev up. Of course, corners, a little bit of speed there as well. Safety, a little bit of speed here as well. We got ourselves, even though he's 23, a true talent round 1 at 6'3", a 4.44 speed. So obviously a guy that we're definitely going to need to go for. It's just the value is too good. And again, we talk about linebacker being one of those positions that we, or safety anyways, that we definitely want the depth for. Speaking of corners, though, they are pretty raw, I will admit. We're not really looking outside of sweet. Very good here. You do have Lawrence, though, 3 to 4, which, I mean, it's weird because he looks like one of the best just based on man and zone coverage. And then where is Windsor anyways? There he is with a C zone coverage. Is he actually as good as they say he is? I don't freaking know, but he could play linebacker as well. So it would be nice to have that hybrid, if you will, there for us. And we do have another mock draft, which we'll have to see. So Bernal goes 1, Tyreek 2, Jimmy Hancock 3, Pat Orr 4, and Bart Barrow number 5. It'd be interesting to see if those 2 linemen we're kind of looking at go. Looking pretty good, though. They're not really here. So you have Palumbo at 21, Nance at 23. So there's a good chance that we're going to need to trade up, around that 20 range, which is probably pretty costly. They have us taking a center now. Geez, it has really gone downhill. The tackle they have us going for before actually is a round 1 talent as well, so not a bad player. But we'll definitely have to scout the guard a little bit further. I really think he is going to be a top 5 as well. So we're looking at a guaranteed, if we trade up, top 5 lineman in true talent, which, again, you look at the team, I don't know if you really even need a top 5, but argument to be made that Nance would start over Henley, perhaps. Don't really love the way this offensive line is developed. Obviously, Robert Hunt will go back at guard. Yeah, I mean, this team is good, dude. We got backups on backups, and really that's what we're drafting is more backups that'll eventually become starters. All right, we lost our backup quarterback as well, so I did scout further the quarterback that we had on the list. Usually it doesn't always show up, does it? Oh, he's a UDFA. The reason why I put him on my list is, of course, he is the fastest of the quarterbacks in the class, 4.52, with a great throw power. I mean, if he falls far enough, maybe we go for him. Where is Palumbo? Yep, figured he would be. Top 5 true talent. Look at those ratings. He's actually very, very good. What about the final player? It was a linebacker I scouted further. 3 to 4. He has crazy speed. I had to try. But here we go in the draft with pick number 32. Obviously, we just won the Super Bowl. That's how it's going to go. Bernal is going to be the first pick of the draft. Williams the second. We'll keep the presentation on. But yeah, at this point, you kind of get the idea. We're going to be moving down. Assuming the lineman doesn't go like top 10, because that trade up would cost us like our whole draft. You know, the plan is to trade up for a lineman. And this basically went exactly the way they said it would. So if we want this play, we're going to have to go to the Bears for that tackle, this is a costly trade. We'll have to see if... crap, I should have done that. We'll have to see if they want any of our players, because there's no way I can give them draft picks. It's going to cost more than that third-round pick. And here we go. We actually trade with the Colts themselves. We trade our right guard, our DT, and pick 32 for 23. The Colts might not even have went for the tackle because they actually signed Mailata, but I am not taking the chance. Oh, look at the wide receivers still there, dude. The value is so good. I mean, we don't really... You see, now it's like... We don't even really need the lineman, do we? But he's a top 5. Can I really, is this a generational top 5, though? I don't think so. F injury, I would have definitely rather had Palumbo. I'm debating it. He's a 77 plus overall, I'd imagine, which is very good. But at the same time, is that the move we want to make? We also have a 4.43 tight end who obviously wouldn't be our starter, be our number 2. Could be pretty lethal, but we don't really use a tight end 2. Edge isn't really there. I mean, I guess we'll end up taking this lineman. I don't know what to think. Andy Nance, just be hidden dev. That's all I ask. True talent, probably going to be number 5. I'm going to guess 4 or 5. He's going to just be right at that cusp, especially since he started as a round 1 and then he moved up to top 5. But here is Nance, potentially our starting something. One of the positions, potentially, right tackle. We've had a lot of injuries at that spot, and he seems to be one of the best players in the draft. Top 5, true talent, hidden development traits, 70 speed, 94 strength, arguably a guard in size, even though it says he's a tackle. So we'll definitely be interested to see what he looks like in the end. Here, though, we're going to be moving down very drastically into the second round. Could make a trade up again if we really wanted to, but it would have to be for the right player. So we're going to slow sim it until, we kind of feel that player we're thinking of, a player that's worth it, is there, if there is one. All right, we are now at 32 in the second round. Didn't really feel like there was somebody to trade up for. As you can see here, guys like Diaz was at 35, Roll was at 42. Some of the wide receivers were high up there. So unless we were trading in the top 5, top 10 of the second round, which we definitely were not going to do, the value just wasn't really there. Do have, again, some pretty fast tight ends regardless. Maybe they're not Nick Diaz, which sounds weird to say every single time, but they're very fast. Eric Sciolioli. Dude, I'm not even going to try. Let's just pass that up. He is there. Linebacker, you have Winslow, a zone coverage. Good speed, looks good, but not great. I'm debating on what I want to do. Windsor's there. You have a couple other safeties, but I feel like Windsor would be the guy. I mean, who do you think we need more? Let's take a look at these positions. So quarterback, you can use a backup, but you're not going to find a great one here. Running back, sure, but you don't need one. Wide receivers definitely could use an extra. Tight end, we have one of the best tight end rooms in the league. O-line even is probably pretty good, but we just added another guy. Edge we could use, but there's not really like a home run hit, obviously, here. DT definitely need another one. Linebacker definitely could use another one. Kind of losing the interest in Eddie Butler here as well. He's 78 overall at 25 now, and I don't know. I just don't love it. Cornerbacks could use a number 3. So I would say corner, linebacker. Was there a corner here that we liked? Tight end, I just don't think we need one. I really don't. We have a 2 to 3 in Shirley, but I'm pretty sure he was slow. Yeah, not very fast. Put him on the list just because of the potentials, but never really thought for a moment that he was going to be the guy. Who else do we have? Roberts. I mean, he is the perfect slot player for us. What about Chris Bradshaw? I mean, these corners suck. Any of them at least somewhat fast? Let's take a look. So we have Timmons, who's a 4.41. See man coverage, fast enough, but a little raw looking for a late second-round pick, can't lie. And then you have Singleton, who's a 4.32. Very athletic. I don't know, I think it might be down to one of these linebackers. I really do. Oh, what about Wilson, actually? 4.53, B finesse move. Looks raw as hell. I would not expect anything other than like 72 overall normal. What about the other linebacker? Chance Page. Looks really good, though. Change directions, elite. 3 to 4 true talent, though, is like, I don't love that. So what did it say? So Page's speed is elite. Change direction and agility are great. Versus Mr. Raphael Winslow, who has got a lot of goods. I don't know if I love the goods. I know he's 3 to 4, but speed is always king at positions like linebackers, so Chance Page. If we get lucky with a hidden, though, that would be massive. What's that true talent looking like, though? That's the question. I would guess probably somewhere in the 70, maybe 80 range. Got Roger Goodell welcoming the player, which I don't know if he's actually there. He's like a 3rd-round pick. 2nd-round pick, late second, I suppose. He is at home. He is not feeling it. He's not feeling the draft. 98 true. Damn. But he's hidden. That's great. 91 speed, 78 change direction, hidden development trait. That's a great pick. Even if he's only like 70, 71, 72, that's a great pick. I really do want Winslow, but there's no way for me to do this without like just ripping the bandage off or going, oh, it's Winslow, not Winslow. And he was there at 94. I sold. But I was about to say, there's no way for me to like make the judgment because, there's no one to compare him to, right? There's no like one of the linemen we traded up for because we knew one of them would be there. Oh, crap. We only have one DT. Well, Alani Young. I mean, I think we need the DT more than the safety anyways, so it's fine. And yeah, the DT is great. That is actually probably a benefit that Windsor went. Because we need the DT more without a doubt. We have 4 safeties. Well, actually, did we trade off? I think we might have traded off Mustafa. Did we? Oh, we didn't. I tried to trade him off. It didn't work out. But yeah, now we have 4 safeties that work pretty fine. Like, Siegel should be a starter somewhere. He was great for us. DT, though, we definitely needed. We have 3 DTs, and I don't even really like DT3. Tyrus Sapp is a normal dev with basically no ceiling. It's, well, actually, that would be good. Not having a ceiling would mean you have unlimited potential. But yeah, we needed the linebacker depth. We got it. We need corner depth. I don't know if we'll get that. And then we need O-line depth for sure. Not a bad draft. I can live with it. Are we going all the way to 32 in the 6th round? I guess so. Got a lot of different options here. Edge would not be the worst one. Cole Sheets, I actually do like quite a bit. He's got that big frame, too. You have a running back in Ladarius Hooker. If I can click the damn button, that is. 4.45, 40. A little bit of juke move, nothing crazy. Catching's okay. I have no idea what you're looking at with him, to be honest. I would love to add a new running back / wide receiver, but I don't know if I like what I'm seeing there. Cornerbacks, Darvion Stewart. Very good straight line speed, and that's pretty much it. And then Ashmore is raw as hell, but he's at least athletic. Yeah, I think we're leaving this thing without a good cornerback. Let me tell you, Cole Sheets, I think, is the draft pick here. No, not 82. It's 135 true talent. There is no way. I was thinking this is the first pick we're going to have a normal dev. This has been a very surprising draft. Like this, I almost never land hidden dev edge rushers outside of the 1st round, let alone the 2nd, 3rd, or 4th, let alone the 5th, let alone the 6th we just got him in, basically the 7th. Actually insane. I want to look to see if there's any trade-up options. I would like to land another lineman, maybe the running back. And sadly, the trade's going to make sense. We're already missing, I believe, a 5th-round pick for this upcoming draft, which I know in theory this is almost undoubted. Oh, we have no 4th, 5th, or 7th. But I know this is pretty much undoubtedly our final season anyways, but it feels weird to, like, use that knowledge to make a trade. But, yeah, we also have no money left. Either way, let's go draft recap. 78, so we said 77 plus. The edge rusher was really raw, so it makes sense that he's, it's hidden. But not a great player. And, yeah, this guy looks like a guard, if anything, so not sure what we're going to do here. He might just play right guard and just be our backup. I really don't like drafting backup linemen, though. And unfortunately, he was star. Definitely have to look at Palumbo. I normally wouldn't look at the devs. We won't look at the rest, but I do want to see if that guy was generational, which he, of course, wasn't. Page will wait on. But this is a guy that definitely could make some splash plays to potentially become a starter. A lot of speed there, linebacker, and then Alani Young. I mean, this is basically the backup draft. Like, our team is just so good. There's really not a whole lot of starters on this team that we can make. And then Cole Sheets, 74 finesse. I do want to see Palumbo, though. I personally think Palumbo is the better player, but we didn't really have that choice. You also have Jacob Bernal, 81 overall. I really didn't see it. I did not see it with this edge class at all. I put him on my list just because, in case they fell, we needed the depth there. But that guy is one of the best edge rusher rookies I've ever seen. And I just didn't see it with these guys. Is he an X Factor? He's Superstar. It's just as good. I mean, he's really not, but as long as you're Superstar, that's all that matters. Superstar Plus gives you abilities, gives you good chance at XP and whatnot, I believe. Tyreek Williams, a little bit more raw. We're 92 for the Eagles. Let's take a look at the dev for him. He is only a star, so one pick away from true greatness at edge. Like that Bernal guy, dude. 90 finesse superstar. And of course, the Jets finally got their franchise quarterback. This guy is crazy. Super strong. Okay speed. If he had to run, he can get a first down. You just wouldn't be designing QB runs with him. And then, of course, really good accuracy. Superstar dev. The year of the superstar, it appears. Anyone else that we're kind of looking at? Or, I actually do want to see Or. Hidden dev as well, okay. Yeah, this class surprised me. A lot of these guys looked kind of raw. They're like, oh, they got one good rating and that's it. But that one good rating turned out to be very, very good. And he's also a superstar. Yeah, like we said, the year of the superstar, apparently. See if any of our guys are a superstar. Probably not. I mean, that lineman wasn't, unfortunately. Anyone else here we do want to see? Once again, Palumbo. Yep, 81 overall, figured. So, that sucks. I definitely would have chosen Palumbo if I had the choice of either or. But we kind of didn't. Yeah, he's superstar. I knew he would be. I just had a feeling. The guards are always better to draft in Madden. I don't care what anyone says. They just are. We also do want to... Whoa. 83 overall. Gregory Honeycutt. I didn't put him on my list because he was just too high of a projected player. I think he was a round 1. Did not expect him to even get to our pick, let alone the second round. And the guy is great. I know he's only star dev, but that is wild how good he is. Of course, we need to see Diaz, who is, of course, hidden development trait, but not as fast as I would have thought, dude. 90 speed with a 4.43 and only like, what, 87, 88 excel? So where's that 4.3, 3 coming from? There, that 4.43 coming from. Like, 4.43 is like 92 speed, in my opinion. At least 92 speed, 90 excel, or 92 excel and 90 speed, something around that range, but he had neither of those. It's actually really bad. Look how many linemen went, though. 5 straight tackles, 8 straight linemen. That's crazy. Actually, I'm pretty insane. I do want to see the running back as well. Oh, wow. Roll was 90 speed. I did not expect that at all. 77 overall. Oh, he's everything I wanted. He's everything I want in life. No. We might have to make a trade for a running back. I really want a power back just like this. Dev. Okay, only star, thankfully, but that is what I want. I was thinking he was going to be like 88 speed, so I was like, meh. If he would have fell to us, I definitely would have taken him. But it's kind of irrelevant because he didn't fall to us. Anyone else at wide receiver that I wanted to see? Was it Morrison? 91 speed for Morrison, actually. A really good draft pick. 88 spec. Again, another guy that, almost everything I wanted in a backup. But we do have Jeremiah Green, I suppose. Star dev. Yeah, this draft class had a lot of hiddens in it as well. Definitely need to see Windsor as well. Need to see that running back Brackens, because I actually almost took him. Oh, yeah, Scioli. Scioli, hidden development rate, 90 speed, 90 excel. So he was actually faster than Diaz, which the combine and pro day means nothing, apparently. Also star development rate. And then here's Windsor, 75 overall hidden. Of course, he's hidden. 89 hit power. Again, basically what I want in a backup. Oh, only 73 injury and toughness is low. Okay, so definitely a guy, especially with the hit power, that gets himself hurt a lot. We really didn't miss out on much here. We really didn't, so that's fine. The DT is going to be way more valuable for us. Also, I should actually take a look at Nance because he had injury concerns based on the pre-draft. Here is Bracken, 74 overall, normal development trait. Very elusive, but again, we have 1,000 of those types of players. And then here's Hooker. There's two players I want to look at. Hooker and then the quarterback. You know, not a bad player, again, similar to a lot of the players we already have on the team. And then here's the quarterback, Perriman, 65 overall, normal. I mean, he's not a bad backup, but we didn't really miss much there. Of course, we will end up doing the training camp in this episode and doing all the upgrades, but first things first, let's take a look at free agency, see if there's any backup positions that would be good for us. I really don't want someone like Christian Wilkins around. I just don't know if I like... One, I don't think we can even afford him. What is our money? We can barely afford anybody, but I just don't know if I want a distraction like that around. We definitely need a backup quarterback. Who is that quarterback, though? Malik Willis is very interesting, actually. Surprised he is a free agent, to be honest. Get somebody with some throw power, though. I want somebody that can actually deliver a throw. I don't really need somebody that's fast. Ah, crap. Willis is both of those things, isn't he? Levis is a bit more accurate, though. And I don't really need someone that fast. 6 better deep accuracy, 2 better medium, 1 worse short, way better under pressure. Will Levis is our quarterback, too. As far as wide receivers go, we got a couple of youngsters with some speed. Zimmerman might be the guy we're looking at. Jake Zimmerman, he looks really fast. We might have to restructure someone, though, to actually get more room on the team. I also don't think we're going to be playing preseason, so no matter what the vote is, whether we do a normal season with 3 to 4 games an episode, playing most of the games, or if it's just a shortened season, whatever it is, I don't think either way we're going to be doing preseason, so that's kind of irrelevant. Could actually go Arroyo and then trade off Darnell for a 5th or something. Not that we even need that 5th round pick, but interesting. Options. There's options, right? There's definitely some options around here. Let's see if there's any rookies with star dev. Usually there's somebody. Wow, that's actually a lot of money, dude. We couldn't even afford these guys. The day we can't afford these UDFA rookie contracts is just so sad. But that day is here. That day is currently staring us right in the face as we can barely afford anybody. Can't believe there's no hidden devs or no star devs. Free agency's actually looking pretty good, though. There's, if you're missing a lineman, you can get a lineman. If you're missing a tight end, I mean, you can pretty much get all the positions you're missing. This free agency group. There's some pretty good players here. Don't know if I would say I would love the prospect of Will Levis starting, but I guess you could start him. He's not the worst player in the world. Oh, there's also a really good kicker here, Mr. Enrique Moreno. Star development rate, 97 kick power. What is our kicker again? I just want a quick look at our kicker. Nothing. Yeah, our guy's about the same, so it doesn't really matter. We're all right with it. Just clearing up the team a little bit before we, kind of see where our money is at, see what trade value we have. But respectfully, all of you under 60 overalls, it's time to go. Oh, except for Teddy Cohen. Who the hell are you? X Factor, huh? I mean, can we trade this guy for anything? Let's see what Speed Rusher gives us. I mean, if they were higher than normal, I was keeping them, but I did not expect to see an X Factor out of nowhere. Why do they even make these types of players? Who are these players for? What are you making these guys for? Are there people actually developing these guys? It's pretty sick if you do, because, I mean, he is garbage, but if you focus him training-wise, even training camp, you probably get him to a 70-plus by the end of the year, and even though his strength sucks, I mean, just like that, he's somewhat usable, sorta. I guess he's going to be our 5th DT. Why not? Page, keep Trent Long, of course. We might need one more linebacker. Corner, I definitely want one more, but I think Kilgore / Ringo is our 3. It works. Ringo, probably a better safety than a corner, to be honest, but got a lot of raw guys out there. Dude, look at Siegel. 86 zone coverage. You're telling me that Ted, that's what we've been trying to do, though. Teddy Wright at corner. Tell me he can't play that safety spot? I would disagree. What a weird build, Jarquez Hunter with his trucking. I think Zach Charbonnet is going to be our running back. If we want a third down in one back, Zach Charbonnet is the guy we're going to be bringing in. Little surprised to see him in free agency available to the public. And I also think that Darnell could be traded off for like a fourth or a fifth or even a player. And since he's on a one-year deal, there's really no difference between having Arroyo at DT3 and Darnell Washington, right? Actually, let's take a look at the run blocking. I didn't even think about that. If Darnell's way better at run blocking, which he should be, we might have a question to be said. Oh, yeah, we can't. This is awkward. Sorry there, buddy. I'm sorry, we need the blocking. Darnell is a very good blocker. Sorry, buddy. My bad. Also, for anyone that's ever been asking about our XP sliders, at least for Panthers franchise, this is what I rock with. Feel like quarterback is just so easy to develop. Running back's kind of there. Tight end's a little bit harder. Wide receiver is somewhat easy to develop. Edge rusher is really easy to develop with the speed rusher archetype. O-line's tough, though, so about 200% sliders there. And then the rest of the defense, just, about 100, a little bit less than 100. One of our, closest to base XP sliders we've done in years on Madden, so there's that. Either way, let's get our weekly strategy, because we got to make sure that we have Camp Counselor on to get a better chance at DevUps, and, of course, do our training camp. See if we can get some of those DevUps. I know it's weird timing to be, bringing up stuff like abilities and whatnot, but I will say, normally, I just don't run abilities. I don't. I think abilities... Well, I get the idea, right? Because in real life, having a elite coach is game-changing. It really is. These abilities are very fitting of what those guys can do in real life. That, you can coach up players, but in game, you never really had that. So I get what they're doing, but for me personally, I just think it makes it too OP having abilities that, give you a better chance at DevUps or give you a better chance at, playing better on third down or blitzing and whatnot. But since it's the final season, I've decided that I will be embracing the cheese. Camp Counselor maxed out on 2 slots, by the way, we're going to be rolling into the training camp with. Of course, Bryce Young might not be able to get a dev up, but +2 to his overall, in theory, and potentially, with that extra XP is not bad. Let's see how bad I'm going to be playing with the old vid, the old flu, whatever the hell it is. Should be pretty... Oh my god, he's so bad. I'm still a little shaky these, but I'm good enough. Usually I get it first try. When I first did this, I was freaking, pretty bad. I don't know how the Madden pros do it. Never claimed to be a Madden pro. I think I'm good at the game, but I'm not that elite level. I don't have the plays down like that and whatnot. The manual adjustments while you're playing, the pass lead like that. Could never do this in an actual game, It's especially against, a human. Dude, I would just miss every throw. But, let's get these done. I don't even know what number all these guys are going to be wearing. You guys got to tell me that. Some of the players we drafted. Oh my god, we've already been sacked. Let me know. Some of the guys we added that have already been in the league. What number should we be wearing? Assuming we can have them. Obviously, there's going to be some that are conflicting. Will Levis is a chonky boy, by the way. See how big he is? It's a thick guy right there. The thick fella. And I got to say, now that I know how to do the pocket pass or whatever the hell the one's called, the bucket thing, I actually would argue that this is harder to do than that one. Because sometimes you just get really unlucky. You just don't, we're getting low throws here that... I mean, I'm trying to freaking throw this higher. Get me in there, dude. Yeah, we got sacked. Yeah, we're not even going to get the goal. Of course, he doesn't really need it. DevUp would do nothing for him. He's 30 years old, but we'll just get our free XP, our free upgrade, and call it a day for him. And then, of course, for the rushing attack, it's going to be Mr. Hubbard. Not actually a superstar, so a chance to get a DevUp, which would be pretty massive for this final season. And more importantly, get that free upgrade. And potentially more with that, 4,000 XP? A little bit more than that, I think. Again, another one that's actually a little bit tougher than you would think. Especially when you get the pitch, like, the guys usually miss. And hell, even, like I said, even this one, dude, it's actually kind of tough. Like, if we got a pitch one right here, I'd feel pretty bad about our chances of finishing this. But because of that one, oh, here's the pitch. You never know. We might fail. And there you go. Should be enough. It is. Barely. I mean, right on the final freaking snap. I like that, though. It should be challenging. You know, it's massive XP, massive upgrade points. Just sucks that because of how it's glitched, no dev up, just because how it's glitched with the pitching, you know, you can't really do much with it. I would say that this is a pretty obvious Jesse Jimenez. I think this is pretty clear cut, right? He is the lowest overall of those other 4 names, and the only guy that isn't at least superstar. And I think we need to get like one more into that red zone area, which that will be it. Yeah, there it is. We actually got it with a full extra attempt. Got play by freaking JC. Didn't really care. I went for the corner fade to see if he could actually throw it over top. He played it so shallow. Come on, Jimenez. Would have been a huge dev up. Pocket protector. This is an interesting one because Aquanu is probably the smartest guy to get that for. And I think that's really all there is to it. There's not really much of an argument there. It's like, yep, you hit it on the head. There you go. Mr. Aquanu. Boom. Oh my god, you see that ball just went flying. Aquanu's actually pretty damn fast. He's zooming. Tell me he ain't zooming, because if you tell me that, you're lying. He is moving. Guy's got speed. But it's just so hard to do that. Oh, no way. I hate myself. How am I so garbage? The same spot again? And this time we should get it. I get it while I'm not yapping. Who would have thought? Too much focus on the yap. Can we get the dev up, please? Damn, would have been our 4th offensive lineman with hidden dev. The long haul. I mean, this is guaranteed to be one and one man only. That, of course, is Nick Scorton, the only defensive lineman we have that does not have at least superstar. This is what I feel pretty good about. Usually these days, you can kind of just get away with the spin move and just instantly win it. This one we're going to go not with the spin move, actually. I said what it was rather than what I was going to do. This one's such a long one, though. Like, I mean, look how far he hit the run. Good push. Give us a little boost. Wow! He just cooked my ass. Please. As long as we don't get knocked out of bounds, we should be happy. Look at the spin move. Leave it to our linemen to constantly fall for the move they've seen 100 times in front of them before. Pretty high score there, almost 6,000. Come on, Nick Scorton. We can't end this freaking training camp without a single dev up, right? Please? Yes! That was actually probably the biggest one, too. Nick Scorton with the freebie. Let's go. Huge. Actually massive. Actually quite beastly. Chase and tackle, this one's kind of tough. I don't know what to do here. I don't really like any of the other guys. Trevor Wall is obviously the GOAT. Do you just go Eddie Butler because you're trying to get the X to superstar? I guess. Also one I just hate. I hate this training camp drill so much. This is so tough. Oh my god, what a hit. What a start. Oh, did that give you... Oh, so the hit sticks are goated, huh? Like, we got, like, a full extra multiplier there, I believe. And we got... I mean, dude, this is the quickest I've ever done this. One away. One away from gold. Already gold with 15 seconds in. Maybe Eddie Butler's just not getting respected enough. Oh, we sold. But yeah, we've got the gold automatically. That's crazy. 15 seconds in, and we got the gold. That's great. Perfection. No dev up for Mr. Eddie, unfortunately. Now we have DB battle, which has gotten much, much easier. Our 2 corners are both X-Factors, which is great. Trayvon Merrig. Superstar would be big for him. Let's go Trayvon Merrig. Teddy Wright, even as a normal, I think he's good. But Trayvon, he would actually get maybe an extra year or 2 as like a top-tier player if, you know, he went up to superstar. Okay, Jimenez, I'm going to need you to do that in the actual game because you would never. And we do get the goal. This is actually one of the toughest ones, the freaking drag. And we're all over that. All right, Trayvon, this is, again, just like Nick Scorton would be the biggest dev up we had an opportunity at. Aquanu, Scorton, and Merrick are the 3 biggest, I think. And we unfortunately did not get lucky. These kicker ones are so annoying, but we got to do it. We got to try. At least get the free extra, upgrade point. But these ones are actually very tough. Oh, look at that. Great start. Oh, no way. It was right down the center. I thought we were going to easily get that free hit. Good kicks, just not hitting the target, which, of course, we all know is the only way to actually get a chance at gold. Not our best work, but considering we had a run of like 7 straight far outside the hash kick attempts, I don't hate having the silver. At least it's something. You get the free skill point. I don't know if you can actually get a dev up from non-star or non-gold. And then Gary Kennedy, he's already superstar. He can't really do much better than that. So we're just trying to get our free upgrade point, which, of course, this is one of the most annoying training camps there is. Maybe the most annoying. Just tough. Touchback. Losing points for a touchback is tough. I give up. I did like 10 in a row, and I couldn't even get to like 3,000. So tough, dude. That punting one. I think I've lost my touch at punting. I used to be good. Now I can't even get silver on the training goals. The training camps. But before we hop out of this, 2 things. I want to set up the starting lineup and then do our upgrades, and yeah, that'll be that. Holy! So yeah, the camp counselor thing really is a bit strong, huh? 5 upgrades for Jimenez. Yeah, don't use camp counselor at all, let alone doubling up on it if you're trying to have fun in franchise. Also, he looks like he's on the phone. His hair makes it look like he's on the phone. If you're not too busy, Jimenez, let's take a look at these upgrades, huh? Playmaker, giving us some pretty good upgrades as usual. Goes from an 83 to likely an 87, I'd imagine. I'd be shocked. There he goes, 87 overall. Take a look at what he looks like after that now. Yeah, not a whole lot of weaknesses here. Super fast. Sure, I wish he was slightly more agile with that juke move / spin move, but very good nonetheless. Change direction's great. Route running solid. Catching's pretty solid. He's a good number 3 for sure. Then Eddie Butler. You only have 2 options, run stopper, pass coverage. Considering pass coverage is his lowest rating, I guess that's what we're going to go with for these upgrades. I feel like technically Ronnie Charles is the number 2 linebacker anyways, but you will see Eddie Butler in there a lot for us, especially when we go with those heavy run fronts. Always going to have those 3 linebackers in there, so you will see Eddie Butler quite a bit. Got to get those upgrades in there, and he's actually pretty balanced. The press sucks, but he's pretty good outside of that. Improviser, we've seen some throw power upgrades, not many, but they exist, so let's see if we can get another one for ourselves, especially since he's almost maxing cover accuracy ratings, I imagine. So once you start maxing in some ratings, they kind of throw upgrades at spots that you don't have any upgrades to, right? So considering he's like max short, almost max deep, and medium, you'd kind of think that those throw power upgrades might be coming along here soon, hopefully. Nick Scorton now, superstar dev. What are the abilities? No outsider, stonewall, and mid-zone KO. What? Mid-zone? Just give me swim club and call it a day. How about that? Wait, what are we doing here? Linebacker, he doesn't drop back often. A little bit here and there, but not often. So let's relax a little bit. Nick Scorton getting some pretty good upgrades here. Just going speed rusher because it's always just the most OP. Get a little bit of power anyways. +2 to power move there. As you can see, he is unbelievable. 96 power move and finesse move. O-line, I'll do the upgrades on our own. You guys don't need to see that. Jeromepkr, though, you definitely want to. Let's go with playmaker there. 92 overall for Tet. He made some very clutch catches for us this last season. 4 to carrying, weird upgrade, but 2 to medium route will take it. Everything's in the 90s outside of speed. Even his juke move's 88, which is pretty good for a big guy. Chuba Hubbard, what is he missing? Spin move, I guess. Change direction, I guess. He's never going to get that trucking up, so there's no point. Elusive, give us the change of direction, would you? And 2 to juke move, 1 to spin. We'll take it, I suppose, but change direction's definitely what we were hoping for there the most. And we're almost done with upgrades as, wow, Trayvon Merrick. The upgrade, the XP needed upgrade is so crazy high. But 2,000 XP away, but damn, dude. That is so freaking high. Gary Kennedy, power upgrade, which I don't even think he can upgrade the power. It doesn't really matter, though, as he's going to get more accuracy anyways. And then Ryan Fitzgerald definitely could get kick power, but we'll see if he does. And he unfortunately does not. But both guys, 87 accuracy, pretty good. we'll do these upgrades, take a look at the roster, the lineup, and call it an episode. Again, I need your guys' help. Let me know how you guys think we should do this season. What are we doing? Anyways, this is the lineup for this final season of Panthers franchise. The offensive line, definitely not as good as it could have been, but a lot of people in the 85s range, so we'll take it. Receivers are obviously, the skill positions. That is where we are at our best. Amazing tight end, amazing 3 wide receivers, amazing running back, amazing quarterback. Also, do want to note that Debo regressed very hard in speed. He is -3 speed, which puts him at 86 speed now. So his uses have definitely dropped dramatically. So he's basically not going to see much of the field this upcoming season. Looking at the defense, though, look at these guys. 5 X Factors, 3 superstars. Page could be another superstar for all we know. The team looks very good top to bottom. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this one, leave a like, subscribe if you're new, which would be kind of a weird video for you to be new to, but maybe you just haven't subscribed yet. Hit the bell notification all so you know when the next upload is up. Should have something tomorrow. It's going to be kind of a shorter video, but at least I recorded it before I got sick, so hopefully the next 2 videos we have, I won't be sick. But then when we get to Saturday and Sunday, I have nothing, so it's going to be all sickness probably. You're down with the sickness? You better be. Again, though, I do need your guys' help letting me know what we should do for this final season of the Panthers franchise. Like I said, the options are pretty much play the season as normal, 3 games an episode, and then we go to the playoffs, sim straight to the playoffs, maybe coming in a game or 2 if we have to make the playoffs, but pretty much guaranteed to make the playoffs just with how good the team is. And then, we do all 3 games or all 4 games if we win a Super Bowl, or if we, lose right away. It is what it is. Or, we do 1 game an episode, or we do a kind of shortened season where we do like 4 games an episode, a couple plays here and there in those games, or maybe like 8 or 9 games an episode, and then a couple plays in there, here or there. So we basically have like 3 more episodes if we did it that way, versus like, I don't even know, 5 more episodes, or just 1 singular episode. Those are the 3 options. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Hopefully come back for next video, but until next video,